Y'all, have you ever shared something about yourself, thinking it was something totally innocent, only to have someone shut you down real quick? Like, you probably shouldn't have shared that. Well, that happened to me, and at first I didn't get it, but now I see what he meant. So let me take you back a few years. I had just gone through a breakup, one of those breakups where it makes you question everything about yourself, like your choices, your relationships. It was rough, but honestly, looking back, I'm grateful for that experience because it led me to my healing journey. And let me tell you, at the beginning of my journey, I was so excited. I was learning so much about myself, spirituality, my emotional patterns, even my astrological placements. I remember diving deep into things like my moon and rising signs, trying to understand how everything is connected. So fast forward about a year into my journey, I met this guy at the store. We were talking, the energy was flowing, and before I know it, he asked me out for coffee. And I was like, why not? So we go out, and y'all, the date was actually nice. The conversation was flowing. We had a lot in common. And I'm thinking, okay, this might be something. Now, at one point, I wanted to share something I had recently learned about myself, my astrological signs. I was so excited. I was like, oh yeah, I just found out that my moon is in, and bam, he cuts me off. He told me that I shouldn't have shared those things, and there's some things I need to keep private. And I was sitting there like, huh? I thought we were vibing. I thought we shared the same interests. So why is he shutting me down? Then he said something that stuck with me. People can use that information to manipulate you. Now, at the time, I didn't really get it, but later, I got it. Now, fast forward to recently, I was watching Love is Blind, which, by the way, is my favorite show. And if you haven't seen it, the whole concept is about couples connecting emotionally before they ever see each other physically. Now, there was this one couple, Tyler and Daniel. They were having deep conversation, was vibing, shared the same values, even had little coincidence like the fact that Tyler's dad had the same name as Daniel. But when they finally saw each other face to face, something felt off for Taylor. She couldn't shake this weird feeling like, I think I know this guy from somewhere. And then it clicked. She believed that Daniel had been following her on Instagram before the show. Now, suddenly, all the things they connected over, they didn't feel as real anymore. She started wondering, was their connection genuine, or did he just study her social media to see what she liked and then become that person to match her? And that's when it hit me. How much do we actually share on social media? And how much is too much? Think about it. If someone can scroll through your profile and learn everything about you, your interests, your childhood, your values, by the time they actually meet you, are they attracted to you or just the version of you they saw online? And if they already know what you like, they can literally pretend to be your perfect match before you even had the first conversation. Now that's the danger of oversharing. Now let me break it down to different types of oversharing. So you have emotional oversharing. Now this is when you're going through something heavy and you just unload it all online. Maybe you just had a breakup. You're in your feelings and now everybody knows the details of your breakup. Or a curated oversharing. This is when you only share the highlights, like the best pictures, the achievements, the perfect vacations. People think they know you, but they just know the polished version of you. And then information oversharing. This is when you post way too much details about your life, like your favorite coffee shop, the name of your childhood dog, the exact day you got your first tattoo, stuff that someone could easily use to mirror your personality or even worse, manipulate you. Now, at this point, social media is basically a dating resume. So before someone even texts you, they already seen your best selfies, read your captions about self-love and healing, peeped your favorite spots to hang out, and maybe even figured out your type. So by the time they slide into your DMs or approach you, they already have a game plan. And that's where things can get tricky. Because now you have to ask yourself, did we really connect organically, or did they just study my profile and act accordingly? So what can we do? Because let's be real, we're not going to just delete social media and go off the grid, but we can be more intentional, like setting boundaries on what you share. Everything doesn't need to be public. Some things can be discovered, not displayed. Be mindful of who you're attracting. Ask yourself, are they really vibing with me or just what I've shown them? Take time to get to know people. Let relationships unfold naturally. Don't just assume someone is your soulmate just because they said all the right things. See if their actions match over time. And recognize digital red flags. If someone seems too perfect or their interests align too closely with yours, it might be worth asking yourself, how much do they really know about me? Now, at the end of the day, social media is a tool. It can be used to connect, but it also can create illusions. And that brings me back to that coffee date. Now, at the time, I didn't understand why he told me to be careful of what I share, but now I totally get it. Some things should be kept sacred. Some things should unfold in real time with the right person, not with the entire world. So before you hit post on the next story or status update, ask yourself, am I sharing because I want to or because I feel like I have to? Because real connections aren't built on what we post online. They're built on what happens next when no one is watching. Now, I want to hear from y'all. Have you ever experienced oversharing regret? Do you think social media helps or hurt authentic connections? Have you ever met someone who seemed too perfect? Hit me up in the comments or share your thoughts because I know I'm not the only one thinking about this. And if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep it real, but keep it protected.